And I think the big challenge, and we try to tell people this in their onboarding, is that if for the majority of your time as an owner, like you're saying, Sherman, you're a micro gym owner, most of the clients that you've signed up over the years have been from referrals or have been really warm leads. They've already done all the homework. You kind of have to have no pulse to be able to not sign those people up, right? Those are really, really easy, like layups. Whereas when it shifts to being cold traffic, you have to be okay with the vast majority of those people telling you no.
You're an inspiration to our entire organization.
Welcome to the Gym Marketing Made Simple podcast. We're going to be talking the done-for-you marketing and sales strategies proven to work with boutique fitness gyms to increase quality lead flow and grow your revenue. Don't try to be a professional marketer and waste tons of money. Let the experts at Lasso do it for you. And now, here are your hosts, Blake Ruff and Sherman Merritt.
All right, guys, here we go. Another episode of Gym Marketing Made Simple. Today I have my sidekick, or maybe I'm his sidekick. I have my guy Josh Martin on here with me. Josh, thanks for hanging out, buddy.
It's always a pleasure to be your sidekick, Sherman. We'll leave it at that. Yeah, yeah.
All right, man. So, guys, on this episode, we're just going to sort of talk about how you can really have success if you work with us, but then we're also going to talk about how you will not have success if you work with us, because now with the hundreds of gyms that we've worked with, we have some clear data around many different metrics, right? Like we could, like at this point in the game, we can pretty much talk to someone on a sales call and we can tell if they're going to be a good fit or not for the most part, just based off of the questions that they're answering. So, Josh, let's sort of jump into it. I want you to start off with talk about Lasso and give the explanation of the name, and
Yep.
then let's sort of jump into it.
Yeah. So I'll be honest. When I joined the team, I didn't know that Lasso was an acronym for something. Um, I knew the logo, and I remember talking to Mandy, my wife, and she's like, "So, is that like you got a lasso around your head and you're grabbing these people, bringing them in?" And I was like, "I don't know. That sounds pretty cool." And I remember asking you guys, and you said, "No, it actually stands for something. It stands for Lead and Sales System Optimization." I was like, "Oh man, that's really clever. It means we're helping people with leads." And so you got the marketing side, we're helping people with sales, so being able to sign them up. But I think the piece that we wanted to center on today is that it is a system. So this is a system is basically a, a, the best way to think of a system, at least in my mind, is this is what we figured out, that if you follow this process, you're going to have success. And so in Lasso's case, we have a system for how people should get leads, nurture their leads, and sell their leads. So we help them install this system, and kind of the quote unquote promise that I would say that you're making to people on the sales calls is, if you follow the system, you're going to be successful. Now, I think and you can tell me to stop if you wanted to, interject anything here, but
No, no,
the
no.
kind of the equivalency is, we're working with gym owners, and any good, and I would say just decent gym has a similar system within their structure. It's usually a combination of, hey, client, come in, you've got this goal, whatever it is. It's probably going to be some combination of working out 3 to 5 times a week. You're going to eat good whole foods, and you're going to sleep whatever, let's call it 6 hours a night. And if you do that within 12 weeks, you're going to be successful. And so just like Lasso's got a system that we say, if you follow this, you're going to be successful, same thing within the gym world. And that's a lot of the conversation that we have with people in the early and then ongoing stages too, is we have a system, just follow it, and you're going to have success.
Yeah, no, and it sounds so elementary and basic, but guys, a lot of times when you come to us, right, like when you reach out to Lasso asking for help, right, to generate more leads, sign up more people, make more money, right? That's the name of the game. That's why anyone will reach out to us. It's just not to get more leads. We talk about the system, and periodically we get on calls and people are trying to tell us, well, yes, I understand what your system is, but this is the way I need you to sort of change your system to fit our thing that's already not working. That's the reason I'm reaching out to you. And again, it would be the equivalent to someone coming into the gym. They're 40 pounds overweight. They've been trying to lose 40 pounds for God knows how long. And you're telling them, hey, no problem. You're going to come to the gym 3 times a week for personal training, meet with our nutrition coach once a week. You're going to sleep 6-7 hours a night. You're going to drink a gallon of water, and you're going to be fine in 12 weeks. And they say, hold on now. I understand that works, but what about my coffee dates that I go on every day with my coworkers? And then my husband and I, we go out to eat every week as well. And I mean, I have to eat with my husband, right? And again, yes, you can still do all of that stuff, but you're not going to get the results that you really set out for. It's the same thing when you come to us, guys. We have a system. We want nothing more than for you to be uber successful with us, right? It's sort of self-serving, let's be honest. Because when gyms absolutely crush it with us, that helps us, right? It helps the gym. We want you to get better. So anything we tell you is coming from real world examples. We have the data to back it up, right? So when we tell you something, we want you to actually listen to us, right? Because again, if you don't, and then when things don't go well, you're going to be like, well, I don't know if it's not working exactly how I thought it would work. And we're going to go look at exactly everything you're doing. And we're going to see, okay, that's where you're dropping the ball, right? A simple one is I'm not signing up enough people. I'm getting enough leads. Like we just had someone sort of stop working with us recently. And last month they got approximately 100 leads in a month, which is a fairly high number. And they're reaching out to us saying, hey, this thing just isn't working. And from our perspective, we're like, bro, we got you 100 leads. Now, I want to be crystal clear. Here at Lasso, we talk about this. We're transparent with this. With the cold traffic month 1, we know that 10 to 20% conversion rate from lead to sign up is sort of the gold standard, right? So with the 100 leads, we're not telling you, oh, we got your 100 leads. You should have 47 signups in 30 days. No. We're saying, hey, you're going to have 10 to 20 new leads in addition to what you're doing. So if you come to us and you've gotten 100 leads and you say, oh, well, I've only gotten 3, or the one that drives me even crazier is, oh, no, I got 100 leads. I have 17 signups, but Sherman, 13 of these came from a tabling event, my bring a friend thing so you're going to tell me that we looked at your data for the previous 6 months you're working with us, and on average, you got 4.7 signups over the previous 6 months. Now you're working with us, and it's been a few months, and now you've hit 17 new signups, but all of these people are coming from insert whatever organic play you've done. Guys, don't drive me crazy. That drives me nuts because, again, the data doesn't lie. If you've been averaging 4.7 and then all of a sudden you get 17, it is not because of a bring a friend day, because we've already averaged in your bring a friend day the previous 6 months. We've already done that, right? So, guys, I believe that the system has to be followed, right? Again, now I want to be clear. This is not a rigid system where there's no leeway, there's no flexibility. But the system, the bones of it have to be structured in the right way. And we tell you everything before you get going on your launch call. We're going to be totally honest with you. Hey, we don't think this is going to work. We don't think this is a good offer. Again, we just had someone, we have a few offers that we know will work well, get you a low cost per lead, that type of thing. And they're telling us, well, I really don't like it. I've been doing this for X amount of time. And I'm just like, I understand you've been doing that, but why are you reaching out to us if everything's working so well?
Yeah, if it's working, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
What'd you say, Josh?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. If it was working, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Correct. And I just believe that's something that we have to be clear on. When when people don't have success, it's easy for us to go back and look at, okay, what have you really been doing, right? Like, what have you really been doing? Because we know that if you follow our system, you are going to get more signups, right? I want to say if I'm being honest and transparent, there's probably been not even a handful, but I would say a handful of people over the last 5 years, so hundreds and hundreds of clients that we just really couldn't get enough leads for it to make sense for them to continue working with us. So if that happens, again, that's hundreds of gyms. And we're talking about 5 people tops. I bet it's not even 4. So that's a small percentage. And we know before you know. So we're going to come to you and say, guys, listen, this thing just isn't working. Like, I'm sorry, we don't know what else to do. Let's just part ways. We tried. Like, hopefully you can find someone that can help you. But when we're getting you leads and then you're not signing them up, again, we're not asking for you to sign up the bulk of them. We're saying 10 to 20% conversion rate. We're going to show you how to sell. We have sales training. We have a clear offer. So we're not just saying, oh, here are the leads, sign them up. We're saying, no, here are the leads, and this is how you sign them up, right? The continuous sales training. But I believe that, Josh, I mean, we were gym owners forever. We've mentored hundreds and hundreds of gyms and been all across the world to talk to gym owners. I believe that it is hard though when, you have this micro gym for the most part. You've built this thing up to whatever level it's at. So there's a piece of you that's attached to it. And at times it's hard to step away and say, well, I'm going to let these guys come in and tell me what to do, and I'm just going to trust them.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the big things that you hit on that I wanted to kind of just pull the thread on a little bit more is, going back to that client, got 100 leads, and this could be any number, but 100 is a nice, good round number to understand. You got 100 leads. The expectation is not that you're going to sign up 50 leads, 50 of those people, 40, 30 of those people. We're saying of the 100 people that raise their hand, a good number is anywhere from 10 to 20 of those people actually signing and becoming new clients. And that's a really good thing. But the flip side that I think throws people for a loop is that means you're going to hear 80 to 90 people telling you, stop contacting me. They're not going to answer your calls. They're going to tell you you're the worst person in the world. They're going to act like they didn't sign up for this thing. Or why are you like, there's going to 80 to 90 of those. And I think the big challenge, and we try to tell people this in their onboarding, is that if for the majority of your time as an owner, like you're saying, Sherman, you're a micro gym owner, most of the clients that you've signed up over the years have been from referrals or have been really warm leads. They've already done all the homework. You kind of have to have no pulse to be able to not sign those people up, right? Those are really, really easy, like layups. Whereas when it shifts to being cold traffic, you have to be okay with the vast majority of those people telling you no. And if you can't do that, if you can't just, I don't remember who, we had somebody on the podcast a couple of months ago said, you need to be a robot and then be a human. Be a robot first. So let the system kind of work. Let the automations kind of get them, to say something back to you. And then it's your turn when they do respond to be a human, to step in and text them or to pick up the phone and then call them. But again, I really think it's important to understand that the large percentage of those people are just they're not going to work out. And it doesn't mean they were bad leads. It just means at that moment in time, it's not right for them. And that's okay.
Yeah. And I believe that, one of the things that we talk about, sort of long-term nurturing leads, right? That's why you need a CRM, and it needs to be set up for more than 14 days. Your CRM really needs to be set up for 6 to 12, 18 months, ideally, where people get contact from you. Guys, listen, it's 2025. And we were saying this back when I was mentoring for another company years and years ago. No one wants to read your newsletter. So if you're sending out a newsletter, no one wants to read it. I personally get mentored by Donald Miller of StoryBrand at times, and he's big on that. No one wants to read your newsletter, right? Like this newsletter that's all about me and us and this gym. Like, no, they don't want to hear that. So I believe that, again, the long-term nurture job, like we talked about, let's just play this math out. We got 100 leads. We got 10 new members. So 90 of them decided it's not quite time month one, right? Because now you have them in your system and you have leads, you nurture them, and the CRM can do that. Again, the robot piece is going to work up until maybe it's 4 months later. And then people are going to start, life is going to change, things are going to happen, and they're going to say, man, I get contacted from these guys periodically. No, I never respond. Now I'm getting on social media. I'm starting to see their ads. And who do you think they're going to go to when the time is right for them to make a health and fitness decision? They're going to come to you because you've built up a relationship without even talking to them. I can't tell you how many times when I had my gym, someone would reach out off of an email, off a cold email. They're like, do you have an availability to come so I can come in for an intro? I will look back. This person's been in my CRM for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
They've never responded to anything, not one thing at all. And now when they respond, and again, I don't care if they've been in the CRM for 36 months. No sweat off my back. The system's been working. We've contacted them. Now they're ready to go. And they come in and they're a great member. And they come in. It happens every time. I know you. They're like, I've been on your list for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
The time just wasn't right. I was a little nervous, but I'm just like, it doesn't matter. You're here now. I'm excited. It took you 3 years. Now I'm going to get you. Again, for me, if someone's been in my CRM for that long, then they reach out. Like, it's a guaranteed sign up. Like, it's not even a sales thing because they've already sold themselves. They haven't said anything in 3 years. Now they're reaching out. They're ready to make a change. And I'm just like, hey, took you 3 years. Now you're here. We're going to get you signed up today. So, like, let's get going. Like, you've consumed enough information over the last 3 years from us reaching out to you. You seeing our ads. So I believe that where some people drop the ball with these leads, again, yes, you may, like, even if you're doing okay, right? You're grabbing a decent percentage of them up front. Because that's a big thing. Everyone really cares. They're like, I want the upfront money. Well, the fortune is in the follow-up, right? Yep. So these people, you think about this, 100 leads each month for a year. And then each month you only sign up 10% of them. Not only, you sign up 10% of them. So that's 90 leads that don't do anything. You do that for a year. Now you have like 1,000 leads.
Yeah. And I can hear some of the thoughts that people might have. Well, but half of those people told me to stop and they clicked the D&D. Okay, fine. Let's just say that it's instead of 90 that you got every single month that are now into your nurture, it's half of that. So at the end of the year, you still have over 500 new people in your nurture system year after year after year. That's still a really, really good amount of new people that you are continuing to talk to.
Correct. I mean, that's just a piece of it. And I think Tommy talks about this as well, because we get on a call and we talk about the ROI and all of that stuff. And the ROI is just absolutely astronomical. Even if you're signing up 1-2 people a month, the ROI is there based on your leg and your arm and all of that. But Tommy talks about this very well. The thing that beats gym owners down is the amount of work it takes to get 1 or 2 signups as opposed to 10 or 11 signups. It's not a lot. Like, there's not a lot of play in there because you're going to do all this work and you only get 1 or 2. You're like, bro, I don't know if this is worth it, right? But you get 10 or 11, you're like, oh, yes, that's a lot of work, but it's worth it because you're getting the ROI because you gain 10 members. And I think that's the thing that we push clients to understand. Like, you have to, like, it is going to be work. So if it's going to be work, you might as well sign up people and get really good at sales, right? Yep. Because the better you get at sales, the more people you're going to sign up, the more your revenue is going to increase, and it's going to be a net positive for everyone. But again, I believe that a lot of times people, when they come in, they have all of these self-limitations that they've sort of put on themselves about leads and sales and what it's going to be like. And when anything is sort of off track, because this marketing does ebb and flow, guys. So like, even the gyms that we work with, we had plenty of gyms double their revenue over 12, 24 months. So think about that. Someone starts with us. They start with us, just making numbers up. They start with us at 15 grand. 24 months later, they're at 30 grand. Now, it would be nice if we could look at it on a chart and say on a graph that, oh, they continue to increase every single month with their signups, their revenue. But that's just not the case. What happens is everything ebbs and flows, sort of like the stock market. Like if you step back and look at the stock market is a straight line to the moon. It has been from day one. But if you get close and involved with the stock market, it will make you have a heart attack if you look at it it'll make you have a heart attack if you look at it every single day. Some days are really low, some days are really high, some days are average. But when you step back, same thing with your business, right? When you look at these gyms that go from 15 to 30K, double their revenue, when you step back, you're like, oh, that's great. They doubled their revenue in 18 months. We're like, hey, hurrah. But if you talk to the owner, they're like, yes, like this is great. But man, some months we gained 2. Some months we gained 12. Some months I was stressed out like crazy. Some months I felt pretty good. And that's the thing, if you're really just moved by your emotions every single time something goes up or goes down, that's just going to drive you nuts. Again, especially with this cold traffic. Again, because the cold traffic is not like the warm traffic that most gyms are used to. These people don't know, like, or trust you yet. So they have no issue with telling you, hey, bro, leave me alone. I don't like you. Like, I just wanted to know what your program is about. Now you've been spamming me. It's okay. If that person feels that way, take them off the list, D&D them, and continue move on to the person that's going to say, hey, like, I've been getting all your emails. I've just been busy, but I'm ready to come in now. But I think too often we get stuck on that one or two people that makes us tense up because they were mean to us, and then it's just a bad situation across the board. So Josh, let's sort of change. I mean, we've talked about it a little bit, but I want to jump in this a little bit before we close. Let's talk about how people will not, like a couple key things where they will not have success with us if they come over just thinking or doing a certain thing. Because I think that needs to be sort of put out there. And I'll let you start, and I'll give 1 or 2 examples unless you take all of mine.
Yeah. So I think the biggest one you kind of hinted at earlier is that if you think that you're signing up with us and that we're going to be doing all of the heavy lifting, that's just not the case. Now, we'll probably get you like 90% of the way there, but as anybody who has started a project knows, the first 90% is probably the easiest part. It's that last 10% of bringing something across the line that really takes work. And the work that I'm referring to is contacting your leads, picking up the phone frequently, often, day after day after day. And if you're just thinking that, oh man, I'm signing up for this service with Lasso, they've got all these cool automations and all this stuff, it's not going to work out. I've said this on several calls that I've been on with onboarding is you're going to work more. And the quote unquote promise that we're making is that, again, if you follow the system, which is asking you by definition to work a little bit more, work differently, you're going to be successful. But if you think that you're just going to leave it to us to do all the work, you're not going to be successful.
Yeah, no, that's good. And I'll add one to that before we get out of here, guys. I would say that if you come to us and say, and you don't have an open mind to change anything that you've been doing, like, it's not going to work, right? I don't even, again, this goes for anyone. If I don't even know what, obviously I don't know what everyone's doing, but if you come to us and be like, hey, I just want to do my thing, I just want you to get me more leads, like, it's not going to work. Because if your thing was that good, you wouldn't need more leads, point blank, right? Like, if your thing was that good, you would not just need more leads, because the leads you were getting, most of them would be signing up, and it would be a net increase month over month. So, like, again, when you reach out to us, we want to see you be successful, guys. I want to be clear about that. We don't have this hard system and program that isn't able to be changed some and made to fit your gym and all of that. But again, I believe it's just over the, as we've grown more and more, we notice that we get on more calls with people that want help and they're just unwilling to change, and it's just not going to work.
Yeah, and I think it's important to point out that when we're saying, you're getting on these calls with owners that are like, look, this is my thing, I'm doing my thing, or well, can't you use these pictures or change this copy? And we're not saying, no. Number one, we're not saying no. We can certainly use that, but we're usually advising against it because again, we have shown over several years, right, in hundreds of gyms with all this data that we have that this system that we have put together, we know that if you follow it, you're going to be successful. Now, that doesn't mean that if we use these pictures or this copy, that you won't be successful, but we're not sure. And so when we tell people, yeah, we can use your pictures, but we don't know what the outcome is going to be, it's not because we don't want you to be right or we don't want you to be successful. In fact, I've heard Blake tell people time after time, we would prefer to use those pictures. We would prefer to, quote unquote, be wrong by using what you think is better. But the problem is the more and more and more that we do that, the more the data, which is how you should be making your business decisions, the more the data proves out that this stuff that we're continuing to refine after years and years and hundreds of gyms, it just works better. And so if we're saying that we want you to be as successful as possible, just follow this system. Again, it's not because we don't want you to be right. We just want you to win, period.
Yeah, no, I think we're gonna end there because I'm gonna repeat that. At the end of the day, guys, we want you to win, period. That's it, guys. We want you to win. So, guys, as always, tell a friend to tune in, and we will chat with you guys next week. All right.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to the Gym Marketing Made Simple podcast with Blake Ruff and Sherman Merricks. We hope you enjoy. We believe marketing should increase revenue and not waste money. So book your free call today. Head on over to lassoframework.com. That's lassoframework.com and find the right words, get more customers, and increase your revenue. We'll see you here next time.